Around here? Wait, how do you get in there? Oh, is that the door? Oh, cool. This looks like a submarine of some kind. What might it be a ghost, huh? Go on, foul shade. Waste yourself on me, rotten soul. I've got no use for it. Craftsman what can't craft is more pointless than this sea slug with a dooming hammer. And that's an insult to bloody sea slugs. Psych. We wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would we? And what do you expect from a servant of the Netherworld? Does it really come to this? What's that supposed to mean? Not impressed with what you see, lass. Well, I may have left myself go a bit. This was meant to be underwater sanctuary, a place where I could concentrate on my work, far from the distractions of the outside world. And yet here we stand. What's so damned important that we drive all the way down to the bottom of the bleeding tempest to bother me? Well, there's something important I gotta tell you. Ah, Diondo's lamp. Gods curse me, empty head. I've got no such as made mess. Seriously, empty head, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, sir? I'm worth less than a sea slug. What do you mean you're worth less than a sea slug? Sea slugs are awesome. You've heard their relief, have you? Bringing light to their ruins, it's an act of deep religious and cultural significance. It was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy of the occasion, but I just can't bloody well. Ah, your mind's a bleeding blank. It's like I've pissed away the last drop of inspiration. Tell me, if you've got somewhat to show me, give him his right good kicking, yes? Okay, sure. You're kind of awkward, sir. Diondo would honor to the coming of the ancients, so their answering lights got to blaze the right kind of righteousness. Like the spark of life caught in crystal. Just being sparkly not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow, sense of hardship. You know what I mean? Kinda. Something inspiring to Gundalt. There we go. How about that? What's your dad you've got there? Such striking beauty shines with the heartache of a laughter and a transient life. Turmoil of history made manifest. Oh my god. I can see the brilliance of the crystal, and yet never capture such a gleam, not if you labored 100 years. Forgive me, I don't mean to try. Where's my tools? Girls deem me. I must set about work before the feeling fades. Okay, complete. Accept. I feel the vision forming in my mind. Step aside and let me itching hands get to work. see the wonders that crystal showed me, and channel them into a new shape that befits the Undo's spiritual character. Not a bad job, if I do say so myself. And to think, I was this close to hanging up the hammer after studying the craft of them artifacts by ancients. We've been across the length and breadth of Lodvat and gobbled up every scrap of wisdom that I could find. No matter which technique I tried, me work was just no comparison. I couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. A mystery for the ages. That's what drew me here in the first place. Thank the gods for the crystals of yours, or I might never have got them back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon you're a little miracle, or has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. I can still feel them coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away, it's swelling up stronger and stronger. Give me a chance, and I reckon I can wave the crystal saga into the other things as well. But bugger me, I almost forgot that he's on his commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Ot for me, I'll stay here and dream up a new armament for ye. What is it that you have there? This thing. Ah, it's a good lamp. Then the fineless one has kept his promise. People tell me how the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the camp, Krebs. And now you come to me to bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We could doubt your purity no longer. Your rebel has the will of the ancients. As the time for fear has passed, we shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayer have been offered.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends? I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal? It was Lemit's then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, About the hope that hides at the heart of this world? I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we've succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emet-Selch was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who are lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes, impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
Chieftain has bid me to guide you in your steps to live in the land. Come, the way lies downwards, the path of coral and rock, join your comrades below. You have to go down a cliff, right? Or something like that? Where are you going? Oh, over there, okay. Oh, let's follow him then. All there, all are gathered, yes? Then I shall describe the path you must take. There's a caravan below, beyond, and follow. Will you let me talk? This mob is being annoying. You're in my way. I'm trying to talk to this guy here. Why are you? And now he resets. Okay, that's weird. That mob really doesn't like me. Oh, there, got it, right? Then I shall describe the path you must take. Oh, he's coming back. Really? Really? Okay, that mob really does not like me. And find a passage to the northwest and cut you west and west and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journey's end, you'll find the Caliban Gap and the barrier we placed at its mouth. This obstacle will fade. And should you raise a hand towards it, we have made it so. Alright. A most sufficient explanation. We thank you for your guidance. Alright, sounds good. Alright, deeper into the depths we go. What's this? Oh, shit. Don't touch me. All are gathered, yes? And I shall describe the path you must take. There's your cavern below beyond, and follow the wall. Down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest, and cut you west and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance, and do not stray through the deep. Sufficient explanation. We thank you for your guidance. Right, deeper to the depths we go. Deep into the depths. We're going to the bottom of the earth. All the way to the bottom of the earth. Let's go. We're gonna have to jump down here. Oh god. I'm afraid of heights. Rocks are crawl over cavern. Okay, be careful, you wouldn't want to slip up here. Okay, yeah, you want to get. Let's just drop down. We survived. Tank red is over here. What is this? Oh shit. Oh, this pushed me back up. Okay. Let's just jump down then. Nope, don't fall in that. Okay. Heal. Target tank red. Where the hell to go now? Wager these bursts of water could carry fear to the top again. Yeah, I just learned that the hard way. Oh my god, these mobs. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor, and hence to the west. It would seem these twisting tunnels defy such simple destruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. Yes, you have choice with two routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks or skip along this coral branch. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. Let's go the shortcut then. There's Alice. There you are. Come on, I think we found the tunnel we were looking for. Let's say... Here, this may be the bearer Ondo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestor cut through the wilderness. Those treasures past indeed. Now I believe one of us needs but raise their hand to finish this next obstacle. I'll let you do the honors, sure. Just like that, I suppose we should head in. Because now this tunnel will just be as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's stay here, away of our surroundings, shall we? Oh, this place is beautiful.
By the gods!
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Did you note the style of the orchestra is the same used for the remnants of the cups and the murals painted towers? Colsey, Emet-Selch, has not simply claim these ruins, he has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. God, the magnitude of his artifice has staggered me. It pains me to admit we do not fully understand the feats of which an old world Ashen is capable. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a look at the tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Anyone there? Yeah, I think we can reach it. To get doors. Look at the size of the doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. Nice, welcome to the city of Amarant. Will you be the red in the lift? Did the building just welcome you? Your habit is not so passing strange. Did Emet-Selch not invite Patios to visit his abode? This plain tight coming was expected. And where will this lift take us? The lift services every local level of Akra Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Oh, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yawns of rope, you have a level choice, but do you accept the offer? With emphasis on we, I'm not about to let you walk into the place alone. I wish to rise to the lift. As you wish, the lift will arrive shortly. Stop. Ground floor facilities include the Bureau of Administrator, the Bureau of Architect, and the Capital. It's only at this distance that you start to realize how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amarat? Look over there. Is that a person? No mistake, that's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed that yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much more to tell us. I say we make a first move. Alpha, no, you can't just... Excuse me, boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? Are you what adorable costumes? Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. Oh, that sounded like no language I've ever heard. He said I understood every word. Just as he understood us. And which district is this exactly? Must be lost, poor things. Stand in the Polyurity district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Can you tell us where to find Emet-Selch? I see you've come to marvel at the workings of the Convocation of the 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. As you must understand, the chaining and audits this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We will be fine. You will take care, little ones. What was that all about? In my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emet-Selch moved them from Aether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Words well befit the living described to us by our Ashenfell. Caster of an unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac and hence Heidelin herself. That happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? The man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless for these people the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast right of it, Master Alphino. The ethereal Emerald and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emet-Selch has resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city, inhabited by a long-departed and unusual situation to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage and split up and strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. While we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding the Convocation of the 14 and their impending disaster. To mingling then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. The hall is host to a most precarious visitor this day. What, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? A convocation and their handling of their coming peril. It is only natural that you should have questions. Himself, yes, as we all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep the star turning season after season. The Speaker, La Beharia, or the Mystery Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing ill intellect. Logriff, Mitron, Emet-Selch, their individual titles have as gestures of respect. In a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incubants. Thus it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be unprecedented development and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident they shall deliver our star into salvation. Good gracious. Where's your family? You should not be alone this time. Run along quickly now. Though yet confined to the lands across the sea. Eternal phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. It starts. Suddenly, a Cactuar is keening from beneath the earth. Sound distorts all living things within earshot. It wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain. Incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. I can point to the source of the phenomenon. It is as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. It's only a matter of time until Emet-Selch too resounds to the discomfort squall. You should stay with your loved ones. Stay with them. I am too afraid you have the wrong office, little one. Besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told the looming catastrophe. Every resource available at convocation must be spent on ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement. It is said that the 14 are moving forward with a plan to scarce credible proportions. Will invoke our mighty spells. Alright, fair enough. And then they will rewrite the laws of existence. It's a huge undertaking. Okay, it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Does I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. I was not certain before him now. The people of the city believe they face the end of the world. I can imagine what purpose to compel Emet-Selch to recreate this ancient Emerald. Yet I fancy hear his words to use echoing throughout his ocean trench. He would have his story known. You can compare the notes once the others return. Hopefully then on next room will become clear. Scenic races were much alike, looming disaster, creating magic, running rampant, committing vocation efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was little else in the time when these events came to pass. I urge you, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancient's art of creation? Fascinating disciple, indeed. What the mind can conceive, and may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. It is not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by ancients, where in ritual ceremony bereft life into fragments of myth and legend. I see we arrive at the same conclusion then. People who live in the age before the surrounding were blessed with vast reserve of mana. No matter how draining these creation magic must be, it seems they paid the cost with aught more than a fraction of the Aether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals mayhap, or from the very land itself. Just when this art of creation was placed in our hands, it became in fact a means for destruction. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study. Despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emet-Selch. Does one learn aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. So we tried our luck at the Bureau of Administrator, where we thought these permissions might be issues, but the clerks there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seems to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Sure. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany you then. On my reconnaissance, an arcade perspective may prove needful. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Mayhap they know something that could help cure Patio's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course, I don't mind. Just lead away. Then Ystrel and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. So we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in the front of the capital. Please answer any questions you have. To your left is a counter where you may submit restrictions for your creations. To your right, you will find the counter where you may requisition concepts on file. Correct, assuming you are not familiar with the services, we provide a more detailed explanation in order then. Understand that by harnessing the powers of creation, we can give physical form to all manner of concepts, yes? Your bouquet of fresh, framed with flowers, hold the colors of the rainbow. Now picture those frozen flowers form of delicate crystal. Positive flash generating hues beyond visual spectrum. Prettier people push the boundaries of imagination to conceive new and striking designs like these. But there are limits to what a single individual can shape with their abilities alone. Those who harbor greater ambitions may offer their concepts to others. That sounds interesting. So they can create stuff out of thin air, right? With magic. Concepts are approved for wider distribution, of course. Dangerous subsecretion pose a risk to everyone. So it is only after comprehensive evaluation for concepts judged to further the greater good that we permitted to be shared with the community. But do you understand? Yeah, sure, I understand. I think you might benefit from conversing with some of the others. Much as I would like to believe my explanation was more than sufficient, I expect that you may gain greater insight in this way. Hello. So rare it is to see one of your size roaming around here. Come to learn about the brew, are we? Today we're a new creature. Boneless with a semi-translucent skin. Drifts through the air like a dancer on a summer breeze. Trailing behind two of these gas bladders to propel itself from place to place, you see? It's not the most elegant of designs. I'd not shed a tear if it were rejected, quite frankly, but what can I say? Take pleasure in conceiving unorthodox designs. A beginner like you shouldn't take after me, though. If you're looking to pick up a few tips, you should probably ask someone else. Oh, it is my number they just called. If you'll excuse me. Are you a child? I saw speaking with the attendant there. I thought so. I'll be so eager to learn about concepts and creations. That curiosity will serve you well. I've been credited with a few popular concepts. I'm proud to say I'm hoping that my latest will be equally received. Autonomous figures. It's my latest, but really it's the product of many others' efforts, individual insights. But in such case, for every masterwork, I reckon. Tom the Dean also saying these creations know no fear. They are wholly devoid of emotion, without hesitation or of resistance engage in any dangerous activity, even if death is assured. There's a beauty in that, I think, and I hope the officials do so as well. I tell you, there's nothing more nerve-wracking and thrilling than the waiting period before you receive the result. I love it and hate it in equal measure. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about it. If you're still keen on learning more, why not pester the worry word over it yonder? It's my great come to learn about the Bureau and its linear inner workings suggest that's all well and good, but since you're here, perhaps you can help me with a little something. A refined concept of mine for some time. Adorable creatures designed to be a perfect plaything for any young citizen. But I'm still terribly unsure if it's ready to be submitted for approval. Which is why I was hoping you might first put it through its paces. Tell me what you think. Tricks will allow you to sign my creations, but don't use it here. Take it outside first. That's this, right? The Matrix. Nice. Man, play with my friend. Oh shit, it's Anthony. Oh fuck. I think your creature is a bit too dangerous, sir. There we go. Bye-bye. How did you find my lovelies? Were they as delightful and engaging as I hoped? Tell me everything, spare no details. See it. He spouted a nonsensical phrase and attacked you like a mad beast. How distressing and not at all like what I intended. My sincerest apologies to you, little one. Pretty unpleasant experience. Still, from these experiences, we grow stronger and wiser. I look forward to the day when you will try your hand at creation too. You're fishing in the other side. Oh, that's lightning cluster. Interesting. Let's say, little one, those garments you're wearing, they are your sources. I never dreamed of striving fledgling creatures. There's creativity, but to parade about and cultivate individually is hardly praiseworthy. An armor-routine of character shares the creations with the community. You do not hoard them for their use alone. To delight in this parody is a mark of the morally deficient. Parody engenders feelings of want and resentment, which degrade the bonds of fellowship. Just would we encourage creators to share and share alike, else risk kindling the embers of covetousness, violence that ever smoldered in their hearts of all. For I must implore you, little one, to cast aside your original trappings and don the criminal robes, that you might acquit yourself as an equal among many. Or not, for this will be a simple affair. I recall seeing a gentle soul outside the hall of rhetoric. Robes perfectly suited for one of your diminutive stature. I'm sure they will be glad to share their wealth with you. But do hurry, the eyes of the collective are ever watching and waiting on your work. Should be looking rather smart this evening. What can I do for you, little one? prudent. Alas, I have nothing I can offer you at this present time. The ones your associates saw me carrying earlier were a failed experiment. I never intended to make them so small, so I disposed of them shortly thereafter. A failed experiment, eh? I hear bemused expression and gather you find it odd that your elders can fail in so simple application of creation magics. It is more common than you may realize, little one. In this instant, a gaggle of children was passing by as I held the image of the robes in my mind's eye. Simply by becoming aware of their presence was the form influence, and the final product changed. All things considered, though, it could have been worse. Just the other day, I was attempting to conceive a white-haired lion when all of a sudden this exquisite eagle alighted on the nearby railing, giving me quite the shock and dramatically altering my initial concept. Yes, indeed, it was a most unexpected development, but not altogether unwelcome one. Great strides are often born from unexpected impulses and impetuouses, but even inspiration has its limits for all the wonders we have wrought. I do wonder if there will come a time when we have fully explored the potential of our powers, when there's truly nothing left unmade, and only iteration and imitation and stagnation remain. But such exhaustive matters need not concern you, little one. For now, I would encourage you to embrace your creativity and work your magic without fear of failure. Nevertheless, it would still be in your best interest to board on the appropriate roads to avoid excess scrutiny. Why don't you go to the Bureau of Architect, and request your concept so you can fashion one yourself. Concept clerk. Closer. Look on the ricochet, little one. Are you here to request a concept? Yes. Ah, canoe robes. That will take but a moment to prepare, but before I fully request, I should caution you. If you're asking what your creative potential is relatively low, is it not? Trying to assess these things, and I fear that you do not possess the ability to express this concept in physical form. It's almost as though you completely lack it, though that can't possibly be. But regardless, the reason you need to worry, you shall have special tools that may be used to address this very eventuality. We'll furnish you with an etheric robe you can use to restrain one of the misbegotten cumbuses that congregate in the plaza north of Academia and the Aether. It weaken your cord before you can reliably bind them, but once you have, you can repurpose their energies to create your own robes. Okay. We can do that then. Got it. That's the clerk. Come back, little one. Did you succeed in binding Kubus? There you go. You have the Nora, little one. Allow me to siphon its energies and prepare the matrix for you. It should only take a moment. Here you are, creation matrix that you may use to trade your own robes. Homage is inscribed upon a crystal which has been infused with the Aether of the beast you brought before me. Why are you looking at me like that, though? You do know how to channel the powers of creation, do you? This is as natural as breeding. Even a newborn bird has its instincts. Alright. Thank you. Okay, how much Aether currents are left here in this place now? 2. Okay. Here's some material which is to engage you in the battle wits. Battle wits. And the bait. And that at so young an age. How wonderful. Shall we retire to the benches and settle on another topic? No. Apologies for trembling. Friends are not quite as fond of the Hall of Rhetoric as I am. So I have a habit of chatting up potential conversation partners. So if you're not here to debate, I presume you're here to learn about mysterious and exotic going-ons here. It's my pleasure to act as your tutor in these matters, if you will indulge me. I'll predict this, as the name indicates, a place where citizens may freely gather, discuss, and debate all manner of topics. The central forum is ideal for open discourse, but smaller rooms are available for those desiring more intimate conversations, when there's a wealth of reading material concerning rhetorical techniques and history penned by the greatest minds on offer as well. Should you wish to refine your techniques, true self-study? To my mind, rhetoric is a living, breathing thing that is best experienced in a moment of conception and execution. Perhaps a demonstration would best serve your education. Seconded in mind, engaged in a lively debate earlier, just outside the hall. Go and see if they are still here. But there's perhaps my point that their obsession with this so-called mandate to approve only the most beneficial concepts for wider distribution has led the Bureau of Archicad astray from its original purpose. Have you business with me? Regardless, I am in the middle of a heated discussion with my partner. Come back later. No, my position has nothing to do with the intrinsic value of unique identity, whether or not it is retained. I posit that the reproductions of a given concept are inherently imperfect, and thus they are themselves unique, albeit in a minor but significant, and most importantly, this appearance is not to be condemned, but celebrated, better than to strive in vain for an impossible standard that, even if met, would leave us lesser for lack of diversity. Richard appears to be engrossed in their debate. Aren't you stubborn little bugger? Strangely endearing, I must admit, but I have little time in the world. Why are you so insistent that I speak with you in this very instant? Ah, you're acquainted with that chatterbox. I suppose I do hold him a debate or two. And now it's as good as the occasion as any, so be it. My friend, thank you, little one. Without further ado, we'll make us commence the promised debate. On what subject we shall debate today? I propose a recent calamity which has befallen our friends across the pond. What say you? Singular point of contention is, of course, whether or not Emerald should intervene on their behalf. A scale of disaster which transcends that distant metropolis is of scale heretofore unseen, and so equally considerable resources must be committed to countering its effects. Indiscreet. Scale concerns me less than the nature of the proposition itself. Who are we to unilaterally intervene in the affairs of those half a world away? We would be saviors of one and all. Such arrogance may well lead to our downfall. Understanding your concerns from a philosophical standpoint, I fear you are too quick to dismiss practical consideration out of desire to maintain an unassailable moral authority. Let us, you and I, hold here for the present and offer the floor to our young student. You have heard our opening syllables in this debate concerning the fate of our neighbors across the sea. What is your opinion on the matter? To ignore the plot of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is an indolence. We cannot save everyone. Sometimes it is all we can do, but to save ourselves. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom. We cannot save everyone. Sometimes it is all we can do to save ourselves. Let's go. We cannot save everyone. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings. The unvarnished truth and purest wisdom, one must first look to one's own welfare, before that of others. And the same must be said of our distant neighbors. To save them would be to deprive them of the agency to determine their own fate. If self-interest is to take precedence, then consider the lost benefit to Emerald. There is a clear, undeniable value in using this situation as a testbed for our newest creations, that we might develop and refine our defenses against potential threat to our fair city. A plea to practicality, I see, and one which you doubtless believe I have given you ample cause to invoke. But you misrepresent my arguments as enlightened self-interest, when in truth it is rather more nuanced position. I must say it has been far too long since I engaged in such a refreshing exchange of ideas. My colleagues was equally delighted by the opportunity, may be assured. Some decry it as a little more than an academic exercise. After all, we failed to reach a meaningful consensus, but I dare say they missed the forest for the trees. Are we more enlightened by the experience? Have we not been exposed to greater variety of viewpoints? Is there not value in this alone? I truly believe we are blessed to be part of a society that exalts the free exchange of ideas, that encourages active participation in public discourse. This may have been no more than your first foray into the exciting world of rhetoric, but I sense you have the soul for a debater. You may well have the potential to change Emerald in ways no one ever thought possible. I shall be watching you. Visitors read, yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Your application is ready for collection. As your reasoning was proved by Emet-Selch, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of Secretariat, and clerk will issue you a visitor's right for the capital. Alright, let's go. Next, please. Visiting the gallery. Please take a seat. Your name will be called once the application has been processed. pretty big seat. May I? That's fine. Yeah, I think are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emet-Selch? Yeah, there's no cause for alarm. I'm simply a shade, here and not here. I only know that my name is Untitled Deus, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emet-Selch's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. Untitled Deus, alright? A straight taunt would have been enough. Untitled Deus will realize the truth. For example, we were close friends once, you see. But in spite of my perception, I played the same role as all the rest. The part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. Come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which await us on our morrow. The final days would begin as isolated incidents soon swell into a world-spanning threat. Convocation of 14, well it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a wheel for our star. We would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. Creation on such a scale required an immense power source. Those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up to their lives in the name of salvation. From their sacrifice, Zodiac was born, just as we had hoped. We reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet of how the star had suffered, so many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. It's more that our people give to throw themselves with the Zodiac, the other half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world. The trees and grasses and weird tiny lives sprout and grow and flourish. Cyclone lives had begun new, and we reconsidered by the means which we might protect it. Convocation decided us. We would nurture our world until it was busting with vitality. Then when the time was right, he would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiac. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiac, that this new world should belong to the lives of newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Eidolon, the incarnation of their opposing belief. For the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? I thought you might. Emet-Selch has been a champion of the will of Zodiac. The original plan have not abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means necessary. Though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emet-Selch is not a man who bears his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. It's truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. His return has come. Pray do not let me keep you. Oh, there was one last thing. You walk from under at your side, yes? I see no different form, just the faintest suggestion of a sentient soul. I doubt it's visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I would assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. Ooh, the distinctive cannot be mistaken no matter how within the soul is spread. So wait, are you saying that me and Arbert were technically the same person? What? Such a kind of fate might expect for one such as she. Surely Emet-Selch recognized the hint of her in you. Wait, what? Is such a kind fate I might expect for one such as she. Surely Emet-Selch has recognized the hint of her in you. Who are you talking about? Adios, chum. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Why did you call me an old friend and call me a new old friend? Does that mean that he knows about me? Does Hythlodaeus know something about me that I don't? Wait, I'm confused now. Why would he know me if he's an ancient? If he's an ancient Ashen, why would he know me? That doesn't make sense. Wait, it's like he thinks I'm an old friend of his. It's like he thinks I'm an old friend of his. That's kind of weird. Suspicious. Do I remind him of an Ascian or something? Talk to the secretary clerk. Your visitor writ has requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Rest to Tancred, alright. Finally, you were gone so long I was about on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you on your bureaucratic ventures? I'm ready. See, my instincts were correct. A good thing too, Ranjay and I weighed our chances of breaking the capital. The unofficial entrance is by far the more attractive option. It all boasts us not a single armed sentry. It would seem that in their time, they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows and doors, however, appear heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them, even a fraction of one elm. Mapped was simple, the case of Emet-Selch's recreation did not extend to their usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Richgreen and I tried asking about a cure for you. The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Armorets today. You will help they tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you was a word of interest said during your efforts to obtain writ? This guy that treated me like an old friend for some reason. Great sacrifice of life in exchange for their breath and resurrection, and you say all the action scheming has been leading to this. This time, but if they still need to enact this plan, then things won't end well. I thought we knew their intention and full restore the world to its former glory, and in turn empower Zodiac. Claim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that rejoining the actions mean to draw on the lives of the source to make their sacrifice to Zodiac. It does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared the fate. What value is there in surviving? All our history, all our struggles will be erased. I cannot conscience such an act. Of course not. And that's to say not for what Emet-Selch's plan for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him. And when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before. Those who came after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my own self, dying somewhere in that future, Kalani will smile and say, I knew you would win. Is finding Emet-Selch the only way? Creating the entire city, it will take everything we have to defeat him if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Tempest, yeah. Well, let's talk to Alisay then. Shadowbringers. Alisay appears to have made her decision. Do you remember that we had to top the tower in Mortsuk? Still of some mind now, as I was then. I don't abandon you. You don't abandon me. Two together would make a difference in this fight. There's always hope if we look for it. I saw it again as you tore those veils of light from the sky. If we keep taking the next step forward, there's a chance we'll find a way to save you. So no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. Ultri spoke of the disaster we would bring upon our own heads. To cease this conflict. Imagine how he would sneer to see what's become first, not to mention your perilous predicament. Yet who can deny the fire your deeds have ignited in people's hearts? Achieve what my logic and ideals never could, uniting disparate peoples under the banner of hope and common purpose. We'll shoot a giant Talos would never have raised its head. I've borne witness to many such miracles at your side, and will do so again. This but another obstacle in the road. So come, let us travel it. Drive me through the wonder and danger, as you are and want to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. Alright, let's do this. I'm ready. have to talk to everyone here, don't I? As well thou knowest, if we are to usher the Emet-Selch unto his rest, we must needs bind his ashen soul and then shatter it with overwhelming force. The former task requires oversight, such I have prepared upon the Exarch's asking, no less though it was ever mine intent to provide said boon. The future whence our noble friend doth hail, his world fall into ashen artifice, and he would not see such grim history repeated. In a sense, Emet-Selch's destruction will be a culmination of the Exarch's efforts, a reward for all he has to endure for these past many years. Yet even as thou stridest to the jaws of peril, forget not but that his fondest wish, and that of many others beside, is to see thee survive unto the morrow. It is in pursuit of that happiest of outcomes that I do pledge to remain at thy side. Time the first has been never-ending succession of trials, as arduous as our path and source ever was. Yet through all our journeys together, through that deep and foreboding wood, you have helped me to stay true to my convictions. Thus would I return the favor, as your heart decrees, without hesitation or regret, and that is all I will say on the matter. Well, this has put everyone in some mood, has it? Honestly, we're not even sure this will be the end of it. I suppose we should speak our minds. We have the opportunity. You taught me as much in Emerang. So forgive me this moment of sentiment. By dragging me into this sorry mess, you give me the chance to think and act as I should have, for the rain's sake. Words cannot express how much this has changed my life, or how grateful I am of your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I will be there, guarding your back. When Philly entrusted me with her power, she warned me that no matter how strong you become, you can still fall victim to despair. You can still feel powerless. And she was right. After you collapsed in Mount Kolg, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even now, you could be moments from turning, and I wouldn't know how to save you. You, Tancred, the others, you've all been there when I needed help. When Philia surrendered her life to me, her legacy. I should be ready to do the same for you. And I want to, I do, but I'm not good enough. You should tell me to follow your example, and I've tried, I've really tried. I'm not asking to be saved. But the light in you'll how can you go on? Fate can be cruel, but a smile better suits a hero. We must all keep looking forward like the heroes who never gave up hope for this world. Fate can be cruel, but a smile better suits a hero. I'm not sure Actually, never mind. I think I'll understand better if I try it for myself. No, nothing will come of brooding here in self-pity. I've made my decision. I'm going with you. Capital attendant. When come to the capital, all visitors must present an official writ of permission before admitting admittance will be granted. Your documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into the capital, but any guests you may choose to bring with you must remain in your vicinity at all times.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emet-Selch.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not she who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
We came here for the Exarch.
Well, you can't have him. The wisdom that man guards may open up new worlds of possibilities. He has unlocked the secrets of travel across the rift, and through time as well, it would seem. Quite an accomplishment for one of his incomplete nature. I must explore the limits of his capabilities, and harness that power for the Ardor. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you. Fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Emet-Selch! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present. One day, we too will be ashes and dust, but not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come. Earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Backdrop for your final judgment.
I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.
Is it a dungeon? Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Alright, let's do this.
Welcome to the final days of Amarant. The fabric of our star began to fray, and the unchecked energies of creation begat malformed beasts. Just as prayer gives rise to trials, our dread made manifest our deepest fears.
Oh, what the heck is this? First piece?
the land buckled. The cities burned. The waters ran red with blood.
this is far from the worst of it. Come, and I will show you. Just a little further. And you will see the end of a world. The star was fading. We saw we had to weave its laws anew. Us and our goal loomed a final misbegotten fiend.
Well then. I'm dead. That was a fail. Boy, they might actually freaking solo this last part. Man, the tank is doing a pretty good job. Good Tracy. Oh man, they're gonna solo this, aren't they? Everyone's dead except those two. They're just gonna solo this. Got 5%. They used the limit break, I think. Yeah, they used it already. I'm gonna come on the tank now. The tank is doing an amazing job. When you don't know the fight's mechanics, I think that's the main problem. I was going blind. If I was not going blind, I would have survived. If I was not doing this blind, I would have most likely survived. All it was is you have to pay attention to those heads that shoot lasers. And then there's a different... Then be careful when he comes back. That's what happens when you're trying to do freaking dungeons blind and you don't know any of the mechanics of the dungeon. Yes. Should be able to need recommendation tank.
Well, well, you prevailed. Nevertheless...
Your performance was underwhelming, and I remain unconvinced of your worth. Oh, you tower over your misbegotten ilk, no doubt. But should I bring my full strength to bear, well, you would be as leaves in the wind. The gulf between us is a reflection of the disparity between the world as it was and what it has become.
Our worlds may not live up to your lofty standards, but they are our worlds, our homes, full of life and love and hope. And we won't stand by and let you destroy them!
You are a mistake. For we who have known perfection, the shattered source and these shards are ghastly mockeries of the true world. The ephemeral lives you exalt are pale imitations, utterly devoid of meaning.
Belittle us all you like, but we will rise again and again, and give the lie to your insults through word and deed. We define our worth, not the circumstances of our creation.
More prattle. Fool. Who are you? No one. Nothing. Once I have reclaimed my heritage, my first act will be to expunge your stain from history's weave. My world will have no need for heroes. Still fighting the good fight.
It is true that all we hold dear is fated to fade away, but that is no reason for us to forsake it.
To take what steps we may, and thus mark the road for those who would follow, to strive for the best of all futures. Be this not also thy purpose?
Do not presume to speak of my future.
And you? Why waste your final moments in futile defiance? Weary wanderer, you've no fight left to fight, no life left to live. You see, the light will not be denied.
Surrender to your fate, and let the transformation take you.
Rise up in madness and fury. Devour the vermin infesting the land which is rightfully ours. Now, Reed! Now!
Fight it. You have to hold on.
If you had the strength to take another step, could you do it? Could you save our worlds?
You knew I could.
fight as one. This world is not yours to end. This is our future. Our story.
No, it can't be.
I knew it. I am an Ascian. I had my theory earlier when I was in the city, where the reason why that one Ascian was treating me like an old friend was because I was his old friend, right? I knew it. I am an Ascian. That makes sense. Now, why am I an Ascian, though? I kind of want to know that. Why am I also an Ascian?
That trick of the light. You are a broken husk, nothing more. How can you hope to stand against me alone?
Maybe because I am your equal? Yeah, maybe because I am your equal, Emet-Selch, right? I'm your equal, right? I'm your lost long friend. Is that what it is?
I'm surprised you can stand at all.
I could not well leave matters half finished. Let expanse contract, eon become instant. Champions from beyond the rift, heed my call!
Damn you all!
I challenge you, Emet-Selch.
Very well. Let us proceed to your final judgment. The victor shall write the tale. But come, let us cast aside titles and haters, and reveal our true faces to one another. He who shall awaken our brethren from their dark slumber.
The dying gasp. Now accessible. Alright, so this is gonna be the ending, right? Oh, I get it. So I'm gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so these are gonna be like the other players. I get it. The XIV is summoning the other players to help me in this fight. Okay, that's pretty sick. That's a pretty sick idea. Where the XIV summons the other players that are gonna help me fight Emet-Selch. Okay, that's pretty sick. Emet-Selch's ruling words, you're no one, nothing. Your life, the ghastly marker of the past perfection, devoid of meaning. You despise the endless repetition of your work. Like I has dreamed and struggled. Survive even now. fight to preserve your future and spare two worlds from unimaginable destruction. The moment has come to make your stand. Call upon every last reserve of strength. Fight for those who shared your journey, for those who met you along the way. Fight for those who awaited your coming across the boundaries of time and space. The distant stars that unlit hand. You are joined by 7 summoned champions. Only together can you hope to prevail against the staggered might of this ancient creation, the immortal implacable Hades.
Show your vaulted strength, and I shall expose the lie of your fragmented existence.
That was epic.
You have no power over me. I shall end this fight. What will become of it all? What will become of our troops? Our desire.
Remember. Remember us. Remember that we once lived.
It's over. Emet-Selch is no more.
More importantly, how do you fare?
What dost thou see?
Her ether. It is as it used to be. As a disciple of Zodiac, the Ascian was the darkness to your light. I can but assume that when you set your strength against his, the light within you was spent.
No, it's more than that. Under the strain of that incredible flood of ether, your soul had begun to break apart. Yet now it seems somehow restored. I tried to help you before the battle, but Emet-Selch stopped me. So, how did you... exactly what did you... Can you tell us what happened? I see.
Where to start? I believe I owe you all an apology. And you, most especially.
It's good to see you awake, Rehatia.
Well, 'tis good to be awake.
So, those mad souls dove straight into the ocean over there, did they?
All I could see from here was the whale, Master Chai.
'Twas surely Alphino and those friends of his. They did something heroic, mark my words. You need only look up there for proof of that.
As you say, my love. They're sure to be back. Any moment now. Any moment.
They are coming back, aren't they? I couldn't bear the thought of...
There, dear. Everything will be all right.
There, look! Over there, over at the beach!
Ho there! Greetings!
You all right?
Welcome back!
I didn't think we'd be swimming the whole way back. Heavens. Heavens. Take me.
Alphino! Oh, hells.
Wait! Where's Urianger?
He must have fallen behind.
But shouldn't we look for him?
He'll wash up, sooner or later.
For the love of... Alphino!
Welcome back, dear ones!
And thus did salvation come to the first. The lamps of Amarot will fade along with Emet-Selch's enchantments, and the depths shall be as once they were. Mount Gulg will one day fall, and the Talos below yield to wind and rain. This tale, too, will fade with time, passing into legend as the world heals and moves on. Nevertheless, As ether obeys the cycle, as death and decay gives way to new life, so too do the memories we share inspire others to rise to greatness. For we who walk before may lead those who walk after. Your road goes ever on, as does your story, as does your legacy. Such is the hero's lot, to touch the lives of countless others.
Excuse me? You're the Warrior of Darkness, aren't you?
Yeah? How did you know?
Where are you from, really? And how did you get to be so strong?
I'm from another world. That's all you have to know. That's a secret. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. That's a beautiful art in the background over there. That's rain. Oh wait. Artworks there. Ace, Harbert, Fleece, Elfino, Renjig, Straw, Tank Red Ring. This was epic. Pure epicness. The legs aren't here. This was epic. This was an epic ending for Shadowbringers. Yeah. How much better can this get? Shadowbringers objective fulfilled.
By your deeds has the blinding light been banished from these skies, and the Sin Eaters driven to retreat. Although our many hurts will be years in the mending, I have faith that this world and her people will one day be whole once more. With no rejoining in prospect, the Source need no longer fear the coming of an 8th umbral calamity.
And with that triumph, the future from which you came will no longer come to pass. Yet here you still stand.
So I do. I wonder if that other age continues onward somehow, cut adrift from time's flow. Or have I simply etched myself a place upon this new block of history? Either way, this is an unexpected development. As the summoner of your souls, my death was meant to release you back to your world. Yet I am very much alive, and you are still stuck here in the First.
I believe I speak for us all when I say that we are happy to postpone our return if it means your life is spared. We will seek out another way.
Besides, I never had any intention of rushing home. There are people here I still need to thank, and this means I might actually have time to do so.
Yet we dare not neglect our comrades in the Source. Mistress Tataru, to name but one, will be most anxious to know how things stand with us.
So, you'll just have to make the journey alone for the moment. Be sure and give a full report to our fellow scions, would you? Oh, and we'd also appreciate any news you can bring us from back home.
Then I see no reason to delay. I can open the path from here.
I imagine we each have matters demanding our attention, so let this be a farewell for us all. Send word when you've resummoned our friend. Oh, and do try to ensure she arrives within the city next time.
Of course! I shall strive for utmost accuracy. No strange forests or unplanned passengers, I promise.
I'm a little relieved, to be honest. I would have been terribly lonely if everyone had suddenly disappeared. But I understand that you have to go. Safe journey, warrior of darkness. I hope to see you again soon.
Just a moment while I attune the portal. Then you can be on your way. When I was a boy, many long years ago, I yearned to stand tall as the heroes of Eld. But like a fool seeking to pluck the stars from the heavens, my every attempt to reprise their deeds fell short. And then one day, an all but forgotten dream from my youth stood before me in the flesh. A hero who looked at the horizon and beyond and saw I knew not what. All I knew was that I would give anything to stand at that hero's side. Would that it was so easy. The glory of the heavens was ever beyond the grasp of those who never thought to reach for it. But if I have gained anything from all of this, it is the courage to stretch out my hand. Do you hear me, Grahatia? This is no time for sleeping.
To the west gate. I want to know what's happening there.
Same as the others. Struck down with a single blow. An unfortunate day to draw guard duty. Forgive me. These were your people.
We took advantage of this slaughter to slip into the palace. 'Tis not for me to grieve them. That was the Emperor! Wait! Ah! Your Radiance!
Gaius, you've missed your part in this, I'm afraid.
Identify yourself, demon!
You were hoping for the Ascian? The Craven shed this skin and fled, rather than face me. A pity. I was looking forward to crossing blades with myself. But I cannot deny the feeling of satisfaction. Body and soul reunited at last.
What now? The game continues, but the pieces have changed.
Only if we trust in Paragon's words. A mistake I do not intend to repeat.
Gaius! He speaks the truth. Elidibus is gone. Tore a hole into the rift. Xenos, my foolish, greedy son. Was a second life not enough? Was the Empire too rich a prize to ignore? True freedom for our nation, our people, will never be won by a spoiled princeling. The burden of this throne is beyond you.
'Tis you, father, who have struggled with this burden. Simply holding the Empire together has occupied your limited faculties. But you may take comfort in knowing that I have no intention of pursuing your tedious agenda. nor am I interested in ruling over the Empire's lands. I came only to remove that which ruins my sport. I will not have my prey stolen by your petty wars and cowardly weapons.
You would kill me just for that.
I need no other reason. Any and all who interfere with my hunt will not do so twice! I heard the Ascians speak of Zodiac and Eidolon. Even the will of this star is but a construct of our own making. We shall gorge upon their strength, and then, my friend, our contest shall begin anew.
Xenos!
Speak of the Terror and Rising Stone. Alright, let's go back. Hello Tataru, I'm alive, as you can clearly tell. But, is it really you? Can you not tell? But how, Wimp? We didn't think you'd get back for ages. Time moves in mysterious ways. Would you rather wed again? Time moves in mysterious ways. Right, so does the reports you had delivered by that excitable little pixie said as much? As for the situation on this side, the Imperials are still eyeing our forces from afar. From what I'm told, the Garlean armies have been slow to react and seem reluctant to commit to any large-scale engagements. It's an odd sort of stalemate. Otherwise, we've yet to see any sign of that awful Black Rose weapon we were warned about. Oh, but I suppose we did call an old friend to help out, and on that count. An old friend? Who? Creeley and I had a terrible time tracking him down, though it will be worth it to see the look on your face when you find out who it is. Anyway, I was just about to make contact with this helper of ours, and then confirm the latest news from the front. I should fancy having a rest while I do. I'll order her lag back where she belongs, just as if nothing had happened. Though you do seem different somehow. You have to tell me all about your adventures when we next have a moment to spare. Until then, I'll come back. Shadowbringers. We get, oh, Grey Hatea minion. Nice. And we get, oh, that's the main team song, right? Yeah. Nice. Grey Hat minion, Tia minion, and the main team song. Cool. Oblivion has claimed him. Emet-Selch gone, Leperhag gone, I alone remain, the last of the unbroken. It's Once more I am moved to reevaluate the potential of these tattered souls. Xenos never did dream you could overpower me so completely, possessed as I was of your body and all its uncanny strength. Now that I have shared with you the truth of this world and its reflections, who can predict how events will unfold? Not I. Misery, what a poor jest that tale has become. The flow of history has become muddied, its currents wild beyond my capacity to direct them. You've wrested the advantage, Eidolon. The teething hands of your disciples tightened their grip on our star. The origins of the world remain hidden, and its inhabitants ignorant of their broken existence, just as you and your creators desired. They celebrate the gift of imperfect life, uncaring, unknowing as we weaken and fade. But do not imagine yourself rid of us. Though your champion has indeed proven she most egregious obstacle to our ascendance, a barb torn on my side, she may yet be removed and cast into the abyss. Oh yes, it can be done. I will keep these heroes mirrored in the first, and victory will be ours at last. Where is the darkness now, are they? Then their fate is decided. They shall meet the same end as those who came before death at the hands of the warriors of light. Oh no. Oh god, this is gonna be good. More warriors of light? Uh-huh, okay. I'm down with that. Seems you were right. Yes, there's something out there. Something in here? We mean crossing moms and moms of this infernal emptiness, which is rather unhealthy for living creatures as I understand it. Even were to restrict ourselves for brief forays, I don't like to imagine the effect it would have on our Aether. You still want to go, don't you? We may have saved the world, but we haven't reclaimed it. Now, when you put it that way like that... what choice do we have? Well, of course I'm going with you. That's what the family is for, right? Come, let's head back and prepare for this mad journey of yours. Thank you, Tancred. There's something on the other side of... there's something on the other side of the world and on the first. They'll have to travel across the entire world to get to the other side, right? On the other side of the flood. That seems interesting. Oh, what is this? Is this what's on the other side? The blazing skies give away to gentle night. What can hand happen in the air? War of dark and light, okay. Complete a main scenario quest, Shadowbringers. By opening Trust interface located under duty, you may now repeat previously completed main scenario with dungeons with party of NPC. There's no journey XP, For more information, please refer to help. Alright. Furthermore, bolster by your experience in the first, you are now able to accept new quests from job-related NPCs in the source in order to access them. The following condition must be met. Reach level 80 in a given job. I'm label 80. Complete the relevant level 70 job quests. Yeah. Complete the associate role questline. Quest locations and other details can be reviewed in the level 70 job quest journal entry. Mission quests to unlock new content have now been available in the Secretarium. Rest well, Warrior of Light and Darkness, for 2 worlds of adventure await you. Return. Well, we're gonna have to go through different worlds now. Well, this is gonna be epic. Shake and resolve. We're not gonna do that right now. There's a lot more things we're gonna have to do in this game. I'm gonna stop it here. And this is the end of Shadowbringers. That was crazy.